Chaos Theory. Interesting. Our hand's not brilliant. And I don't know what Chaos Theory does. It's pretty generic, so it's like really hard to take a read off. I've played against Chaos Theory Siphon Vamp decks. This hand's just not fantastic. And this hand is unconditionally worse. Hey Jamie, swearing in Spanish isn't even considered swearing. It's just like a flourish, right? Ooh, that's a bad hand. I think we just fix this with Jackson. That's really terrible. That's really bad. Calice. I don't swear much in French. I'll swear more in Slovenian if anything. And at least we have a hostile, but like, wow, this hand's bad. Oh no, really? What's happening to us? What's the chance they're playing Rumor Mill? I would say low to none. Regardless, I don't think we want these agendas, and I guess we'll get rid of Junebug. Actually, we do in theory have the combo set up with, but no, it's technically the worst card we have here. If they play Rumor Mill, they win. Vete la verga, Jamie. Jackson says today, I don't know what I just said. It's probably very rude. I apologize. I don't know what I was doing. And ignorance is not generally a good excuse for doing things. It's good that we can score this hostile takeover before they put down a SMC into Claude, a self-modifying code, which pulls out a Claude, which stops us. Running Jackson makes a lot of sense. Good for them. And we'll put back... Wow, that was a really bad hand. So Nick in my meta plays also, he's been playing a lot of this 4th Rock Residential. Expecting a kill deck seems reasonable considering how hard we Jackson, but we're just going to score this out. And I think that's... What was I saying? Yeah, Nick always plays this deck, and he says when you play Jemison, it means one of two things: either get flooded or don't find agendas. And I've never been flooded in this ID. That's actually the first time it happened. I'm not saying that, Remy. I know that's definitely rude. I'm Mexican, good catch. Argentina. Hey, also, thanks for tuning in, everyone from all over the world. That's pretty fucking nuts. You see, I'm just swearing without even considering it. But that's awesome that people can come from anywhere. This link is going to make this Veritas less good. I still think it's totally worth rezzing because it's still great. If they had one link on it, it would make this pretty bad. And I think we put this on HQ, and then Magnum means Vamp. Magnum means Vamp. Film Critic through now, so they're not respecting mid-seasons unless they have another. Paperclip in the bin too is good to know. But in theory, if we can protect our Oberth, we can score a 3-5. And scoring a 3-5 is probably one of the best things, specifically high-risk takeover, because we can gain their amount of money. So it recovers from Vamp, let alone, if they're playing Magnum, they probably have a lot of money. No, I'm from Mallorca. Is swearing. I think Remy speaks. Oh, Stimhack too, so they're probably playing Big Rig. Ooh, Atlas good. We can, in theory, fast advance this Atlas into that. I don't think we're in a rush. Like, we can install Oberth, install Jemison. Actually, that's not terrible. But in theory, I think we want to ice this. Because we can install Oberth, install Atlas on top of it, res this, get 2 counters, advance, get 2 counters, and then we're on 2 agenda points, 1 Atlas token. But I think we'd rather not lose 2. Oh, we can actually draw once here. Probably shouldn't have. High risk. Now we really want to... I'm glad we drew. We really want to get an end the run ice in front of our Oberth, because we can, in theory, if we put down our Oberth and don't use it, we can fast advance hostile into a high risk. Slavic swearing is amazing though, because we have the power of the rolling R. I'm not very good at rolling the R, but yeah, it's pretty fun. Yeah, Bemti pas mater is the rudest thing I was taught to say. Wonder why they wanted a link for it. It's just a good card draw card. I don't even think the link is 100% necessary. Like, it's just an all-around card that works like Plascrete in a weaker sense, but it's also not dead in other matchups. We could find an end the run ice, or we could just fast advance it to the Oberth, and then we'll lose the Oberth, so that doesn't sound brilliant. So let's go find a Lotus Field or something that ends the run. Ice Wall's probably good enough. Put this on server 3. We'll throw out a card. I think we actually want to throw away the false lead. Actually, no, we can fast advance a false lead to Oberth, so let's can the quarantine system. No, that's good. Let's can the Muramati. Yeah, we're playing a bit risky here. And you draw for Junebug after Alice has scored. Yeah, we could do that. Also, what I've seen, a friend of mine, Dom, who plays a lot of Junebug decks in Montreal, he's been loving this Jemison deck, and what he'll do is he'll Project Atlas for an agenda and then install a Junebug, or Project Atlas for a Junebug and install an agenda, which seems awesome. It's like really fun. Apparently he gets more kills than any other win condition. I think he's running 3 Junebugs though. Running here, Res, end the run. Little investment. Oh, paperclip. So sorry. I forgot it. Forgot I had that. Now this Jackson's gonna go, so our Obith server is not actually that safe. I'll run again. I threw you out on accident. I totally disrespected this, and now we do need a Lotus Field. So it's a shame that we're gonna lose our Jacko. Do we use this? No, I don't even think we use it. We're running friends in high places. That's fine. They have bad pub too, so they break this for free. So we do need the Lotus Field, and we are flooding up. I think. Oh, Sapper's actually really good. Sapper, that's the problem. Sapper doesn't do anything against Paperclip. So I think the best thing is just not being greedy and just pushing this. Like, we're gonna lose a long game, 100%. So at least we have a token, so now they have to, in theory, respect, like, a lot of things. In fact, everything we could possibly pull out. Oh, you made a low stack? Is it very different? What angle did you go on? I've also seen people playing a lot of just, like, good criminal breakers and running Crescentus. I don't know how good that is, though. So this is technically a click and a 3 credit tax for them, or 2 credit tax, more accurately. And I think they'll check anything we put in the server. We can now fast advance Project Atlas into high-risk investment. I think actually that's worth doing. The question is what we pull with the Atlas token. And they're running this, so they have to, in theory, respect Corporate Town. Oh, we could also use this, get an Oberth, put a thing on it. Ooh, Trick of Light's also really good, because we can Trick of Light False Lead. So I think actually the play here is put down Quarantine System, install, advance, move this, that's 3 tokens. No, that's not enough, so we need this on the table. Is that not enough? I consider Stealth as well, but slots. Yeah, it's definitely not as good as Stealth Envy. So let's plan this out. If we install the Quarantine System, it's on the table. If we install this on the table, it needs 5 advances. We advance it once, we forfeit to res this, we get 3 tokens, so we're short 1. So this has to be on the table already. If they run through this with the Sapper, it's actually going to make it annoying enough that I'm kind of okay with it. Because, like, they have to break this, pull back out their thing, and they might not check it. Like, this might just mean, oh, well, they have a thing. Like, they have an end the run. And sure, we don't have enough money right now. Like, we could just get vamped. But I'll res this. Oh, is this 3? I thought it was 2. Maybe our math isn't good. But I think they magnum, maybe put down self-modifying card code, maybe charge the server. It's obvious that their winning condition is on R&D, so it's probably good to get this resed. Oh, that's a zoo. So let's see, thinking. The best thing about this firing is actually we trash their magnum. Right? Because we trash their magnum, they no longer have a money engine. If we trash this paperclip, we pay 3, we're down to 3 credits, so they'll have to bring back their paperclip and break, which is 5 credits, putting them at 4 credits, and then they can still trash this. So I think we'll just trash their magnum. I think that's fine. If they had less credits, we would have trashed their paperclip. Once we advance, we can also, like, in theory, score out of hand. Like, we can use this to pull an Oberth protocol, and then, actually, could we just Oberth this? I think we can Oberth this. That's probably worth doing. Let's see if they don't trash it. Oh, they don't trash it. Well, that was just easier for us now. Yeah, kill the Magnum was probably right. We got a Lotus Field too, which they can break with a Zoo, which isn't that bad. But now we can, in theory, and I think they 100% should have trashed this. Maybe they were worried too because they don't have a Magnum anymore. But if we install, advance, flip this, res this, we'll have good. We'll have good. Install advance, yeah, that's probably really good. And it'll also res all this stuff for, like, relatively cheap. Actually, can we afford it? We'll res everything, reducing it by what? By 2 for agenda, so that we res this for free, res this for free. That's perfect. I don't know why people don't love this card. This card's so good. So good. The question is what we pull with the Project Atlas, and that's actually like a pretty high skill cap decision. I think we pull a hostile takeover. I mean, yeah, I think we pull a hostile takeover. So that's okay. New remote. Advance. Advance. use this hostile takeover just so that we have more things to forfeit. Res this, we just have just enough money. Forfeit agenda. 5 tokens on here. Res. Like, look at the value. Such value. And yeah, we can't score the hostile takeover, but so good. Jemison's so much fun. And yeah, they can contest this, and I think they should, because now the Junebug killed. Like, at any point in time, if they access and install Junebug, that's 8 damage. And yeah, they are running net damage protection with, like, this thing, but they threw it out. There's already 3, 4, 5, 6 agendas out of the game, so there's only 14 agendas left. Agenda points in the whole game. So it's going to be harder for them to win as well. As much as it's harder for us to score, but, like, that's awesome value. And if they're playing Zoo, this thing's really hard to break too. Unless they run Cipher, which they could be, considering they're running Zoo. But such value, such value. That was awesome. And now I think we just click for credits. We can also fast advance and false lead out once we have advancement tokens on this ice, and we might consider advancing this. They're probably not running Ice Destruction. Advancing this actually probably gives us more value, because they're going to break this regardless. Yeah, losing the Magnum's a huge issue. I wish... Oh, there's another Magnum, but at least they pay money for that. And if we put this down as a Junebug, they can't run it. So I think we just click for 3 credits, as slow as the turn that is. The bad thing about giving bad publicity is they can run archives, and I don't know if they realize this, to pull out a card, reducing its cost by the thing. So technically running archives is getting accesses, seeing what cards we threw out, and installing like your Magnum for 2 less credits. So like they should be running archives if we give them more bad pub. They also now have a turn to pull out a self-modifying code into Clot. And I don't think we've seen enough influence to make him think that they're not running that. And they didn't even run archives. I think running archives there, I guess it's basically the same as clicking for credits, so I don't know. And now that they have Magnum, this is online. We gotta wait a second, just because in theory they could pull out their Astrolabe, and I think they should pull out their Astrolabe now, because they know that we're gonna install the hostile takeover. And I think we waited long enough, so advance, score. And now, if they do not trash this, and we draw an Atlas, we can forfeit this for an Atlas with a token on it, and then we can forfeit that Atlas if they don't trash this for a 3/5. Seems good. Let alone if we just double advance this, next turn we'll score this out, and then if we ever draw a 2-point agenda, we basically won the game. They should have pulled the Astrolabe out before. I think they should have, just to get a free card draw. I think 1 free card draw is worth a credit. They also can't run this server without losing their second Magnum. Clone chip, though, might make this easier. That's good. This is okay. This is okay. Another Sports Hopper on. So they might be, again, Vamp is a turn we have to respect. This is good, too. Like, in theory, we can just put this on a new remote and cheesy win. I guess the Sports Hopper does prevent them, but they have to use the Sports Hopper before they access. The thing is that, like, I don't think this is good anymore, and that's why the Sports Hopper is good. It's because if we, like, use this ability at instant speed and drop all the counters on this by forfeiting a high-risk investment, then they can always react with the Sports Hopper. So this will never kill, so I think this card's not great anymore. I think the best thing we can do is just advance this up. And then the next turn, if they can't self-modifying Clot, we'll false lead the Trick of Light, which opens up so much more scoring windows. Don't you need to res something? No, you don't. With this thing, no, I don't think you need to. You can play it when you don't have ice, but you can play it when you have unresed ice. Oh, actually, no, yeah, you're right. You are 100% right, Remy. We technically need unresed ice. So they can, in theory, contest the Lotus Field, so we need to get unresed ice down anyways. So I think what we'll do is we'll put this in a new remote. And the thing is, like, if we put this down, we advance it once, they have to fire their thing after the single advancement. Like, we can put this down in a new remote. Then we can fire the ability, like, we'll advance it once. It's probably fine if we lose this. Anything you want to do? Because they have to react now. Because if they don't react now, we get to do all our things. Like, we advance it and then in the same click. Okay, cool. So we get this out. So we advance this. Oh, I guess we're forfeiting that. Oh, right. We should have trick lighted this. Okay, no, this is stupid. We shouldn't have done that. I wasn't thinking properly. Because we technically don't want to swap the hostile for the false lead, but I guess now we will. I guess now we will. Just because we committed. And they can get into the server. It's actually, no, maybe they can. It's going to cost them. Nah, it's not going to cost a lot. Corporate Town's 100% good. And. Fuck. Yeah, okay, well, we committed to this. I think we definitely misplayed this. That's alright. So we'll forfeit this. Get hostile takeover. Yeah. Choose an ice to res. We'll res that. Put 2 on there. Score that. So now we have this. So now we can react to when they do the turn. So we can put the corporate town in there. It's not really good to res a corporate town unless they can not deal with it. And I think this is probably less for Claude and more for an answer. Yeah, I think we should probably just try to trick a light. 100% we should have just trick a lighted. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, that's going to be an issue. It's going to make it a lot harder to win. We'll see how bad that impacts us. But yeah, we should just install, ask if they want to do anything advanced, ask if they want to do anything trickle light. And even if we lose this 1-pointer, it's not that big of a deal. They are respecting the kill though. So that's kind of cool to see. And they're probably going to go on R&D. We can also just put the corporate town in there, and they have to, in theory, check it and trash it, or they'll probably lose. Oh, actually, they have a window, in theory, when we res this before it fires, that they can pull everything off of here that matters. It's still definitely a problem. And I still think we would res the false lead just to get this off. No worries. R&D dig through this? They don't have the money for that. And even our agenda density is pretty low. It's like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, there's only 12 agendas and 28 cards. That's not terrible. But StimHack makes that a lot easier. And maybe we are R&D locked now. We'll see. Yeah, I think that was definitely a big goof, because if we didn't do that, we could have won off of one more agenda. We would have been on 5 points, and that's game point. We're no longer on game point. So Zoo comes out. Let's see, if they use their sports operas too, it becomes a lot easier for us to kill them. So maybe they'll use their sports operas here. No, end the run, it doesn't matter. They're going to break this regardless, I think. Yeah, you see they'll break this. It doesn't matter whether it has to end the run or not. I just don't think they'll let this fire. Because they can't go tag me. Giving us money is not that consequential, but taking net damage might suck. And then they'll pull out all these cards for free because of the stim hack. And that's good, because they'll see 3 cards off the top, and we don't have that many shuffle effects. So yeah, let's see if this matters. Now the problem is we can't really draw into agenda. We have 1 fast track, which might actually save our ass. And they don't have that much money to trash things. They trashed the Jackson Howard, which is good for us because now the corporate town's looking slightly better, but also the corporate town is not looking that great anyways. So we could, in theory, make them lose 2 clicks. Doesn't seem great. Luckily, they didn't see anything, and they played Rumor Mill, which turns off Oberth Protocol. Drew another Trick of Light. I think we need to draw. Spiderweb is good. It's technically attacks for them. Like, it's, what, 3 credits? It's not bad. Veritas is even better. Because if they want to run get their X's, I'm pretty sure this is not going to work anymore. Corporate Town's also not unique. Cool thing about Rimmermail and Oberth Protocol is that we can res the Oberth Protocol. Yes, we don't forfeit an agenda, so we don't get fast advance, but it's also res without sacrificing an agenda, which is also fine. I'm suspicious that this Project Junebug won't work, so that's fine. Should have put your ice on R&D, the Lotus Field? Yeah, I don't think putting the Lotus Field on R&D... Oh, actually, yeah, it would be pretty good. Because this one doesn't retain strength. I think they want the link for the zoo. Oh yeah, the link for the zoo is probably reasonable too. Well, 2, 4, 5, 6, because they're already at MU right now, so they might be running like Sunny's Killer. That could be good. Maybe they're just running Equivocation if they want to go all in on the multi-axis. And they're at 10 right now, so we can click for 10. They could also vamp us, but again, we can click for 10. And they saw the Oberth. We need an agenda. We need an agenda. Oh, that's not good. So let's put this into the server. I guess they don't trash this, maybe. This seems like the turn they'll vamp us. Actually, if they draw this is what 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the June bug might have been working at some point in the future. And they pulled out the Shrike. So there, yeah, we called that right. So this breaks a Veritas for 4. It's honestly not great. Fuck. Was he over MU for a while? No, Zoo's in the cloud. Let alone he had 6 MU, or they had 6 MU. I think we put this in here. Because they'll probably check it. They might also think it's the Oberth and not check it. In theory, also, if we draw an agenda, we could install, sacrifice, trickle light like another 3-pointer. I think we need to get an agenda. It's fine. Okay. Probably don't need another quarantine. These are, I think this one technically ends the run, but at least they might not break it. Trigger lights are good, corporate towns are good. Oberth is okay, because we res this without forfeiting an agenda right now, and that's actually worth something. I actually don't care about this current that much. And I don't know how much money matters considering we have an archive. Like, I would keep the paywall implementation if we thought they're running Employee Strike, but if they're playing Influence on Rumor Mill, they're probably not playing Employee Strike. Also, we got to remember to use this thing, which could matter, especially if they go on low credits running R&D. We can install an agenda and maybe score it out. So we'll keep our mouse over this thing. If you're just tuning in, welcome. This is a Saturday evening stream, Saturday afternoon stream. Never done that before. So far been fun. Like, I didn't even announce anything, and I guess a mixture of like... By the way, if you don't follow this channel, maybe you want to do that. There's even a button next to the follow button. I think it's a bell, and it'll basically give you an alert whenever I'm streaming. And if I want to like be totally wily and stream secretly whenever I want, this goes to low credits, but we have this to recover. Then it'll let you know, which could be good. I don't know if I'll actually be streaming that often off the schedule, considering how much time I don't or do have. And if they break this, like they have to break this because not only the tag matters, not only do we have false lead, this is super expensive. Like this is 7 to break. They could also just win the game here. Sing 3 cards, that's game winning in theory. It's very rarely game winning. That's one more. Yeah, like that's a lot of money. And they're playing into mid-seasons, they're playing into hard-hitting news so hard. And if we were drawing that much, it might look like we're drawing into our kill pieces. We're not, though. No luck. Fuck, that means we're not going to draw an agenda soon. Oh, never mind, we got fast track. Can we win? Can we win? I think we can actually win now. Because if we put this in a remote... This is why Jemison's so fun. If we put this in a remote, we can res this for free. Oh, money. Credits is going to be the issue. We can put either of these in the remote. If we res this, we get 2 advancements on something, so that's better than Oberth, which only will give us 1 per turn extra. So we put this in a remote. Next turn, what we can do is we can fast track, pull in a 3-2 agenda, install it. Well, we'd have to forfeit this one. Fuck. Okay, yeah, again, that huge misplay with the hostile takeover is costing us the game right now. Oh, we don't actually even need to play this. Like, next turn, what we can do is this now, is fast track for an agenda, a 3-5 agenda, say. We're going to shuffle R&D, which isn't good, but fast track for a 3-5 agenda. Install it. So we have 1 click left. Advance it. Forfeit this, gets 3 tokens on it, so that's not good. I think no matter what, we'll put the Oberth in this server. On top of the corporate town. Because regardless, it's good. We res the Oberth. If we fast track for an agenda, we can fast track an agenda. Yeah, we can score a 4-2 with this. I think this is okay. And that's why this is so... Should have high risk. They'll get money again. Can you forfeit a runner if it's no clicks? I think you can, but you just can't do it on the corpse turn. I'm not entirely sure. That one I had to look up. There were some arguments about this before, and it's... I think this is okay. Because they'll probably credit up and run this, and we can res Oberth without sacrificing an agenda, which means that it can, in theory, fast advance something with the mixture of high risk, with Trickle Light and fast track. False lead cannot be forwarded, and the rest of the runner can lose 2 clicks from anchor. Okay. So yeah, if it doesn't have the condition, the ability to change game state, you can't do it. So they need at least 2 clicks plus. They can't afford to run this again. They can afford to check this. Depends which one they check first. Depends on what they trash. Also, if they just Magnum again, that's a compelling reason why the high risk. Okay, they're going for it. Good. They only break this for, what? 2 because of bad pub. So they can, in theory, only trash one of these. Let's see which one they access first. We didn't even consider which one we put on top. And do they trash the corporate town? Do they find it? Maybe. They also might not trash the Oberth because they think, oh, rumor mill, who cares? Sorry, I did a stupid voice for them. I should stop doing that. Maybe they have Claude. They don't have. They could have Claude actually, but they would have Clauded before, I think. And even then, like it's really hard. Oh, they did trash that. It's actually like pretty hard to Claude Oberth to Claude this because you have to do it really early in the turn. Because in theory, we can put 4 advancements on a card. Fuck, they did trash this. I was hoping that they wouldn't have. And they can't trash this. That's fine. So now they know they can't rely on resources. This also now becomes a sure gamble. Friends, huh? Friends. Is it that bad of a turn just to credit, and friends install 2 Oberths? I don't think it is. What are our other options? Thinking again. Man, Jemison's fun. Because the other option is fast track for an agenda. And the best we can do is install res corporate town. We can install advance, that puts 1 on it. We can res corporate town, sacrificing this if we wanted to get 2 more tokens on it. So we can score a 5-3 here. So we can fast track for an agenda, a 5-3, install it. Okay, trigger light it, put 2 counters on it. Res this. No, we're short. We can score a 4-2. So that's actually probably worth it, is fast tracking for the 2-point agenda for the Atlas to get a counter on it. Because what we do is we fast track for the Atlas, install it. And I guess we have to use the corporate town. And it doesn't matter because we'll be on game point regardless. We also could have used the false lead, but that seemed less than good. Like we actually probably could have installed a Gen in there if we had one, and then just do a Magnum, false lead, and then we could have scored a 3-5. Huh. How exactly does Oberth help you if Rumor Mill is active? Oh yeah, you're right, it doesn't help you, but you can res it for free. So that you can use it once, like we could have in theory if we wanted to keep our paywall implementation, but you're right, yeah, totally, we can't actually use it. I goofed that. Fuck, okay, what do we do? I think we go for it. What's the chance they have Claude? If they have Claude, they have to install it and then pay 4 and they pay all their money for it. And then in theory, we could, if we had a Jackson in the bin, which we do, like we have 1 click left, we can always just friends in high places a Jackson on top of it. So yeah, that seems safe. The question is, do we install over the corporate town? If we install into another server, they draw a card. So we install this into server 6 over the corporate town, which I don't think we're going to use anymore considering we're forfeiting. Oh, we have to use the corporate town because we have no unres dice. So new remote, we have to keep asking them action. They have to do it now because as soon as we trigger light, we score it. Nothing. Okay, awesome. So this is what you do. You trigger light, 2 counters on this, res this, false lead, 2 counters on this. And now if they can't have a Claude or they can't get our 1-3-1 agenda, oh, right, we need 2 points to score. That's fine. That's fine. We just trigger light out. Yeah, also they could draw their Claude, that's true. But I don't think this deck runs Claude. As much as we haven't seen a lot of influence, they just haven't Clauded at any of the times that we'd expect them to Claude. Also, now that the current is down, which could be the Claude influence, we can friends in high places for 2 Oberths, put 1 in server 3, 1 in server 5, and now they're in a really bad spot. They don't run R&D here too, which I think they should because we shuffled. It's an issue. We also could, in theory, like play Project Atlas to pull an agenda to hand. But we can't score it out of hand this turn. Man, such fucking Jemison's so good. Jemison's so good. Because it's fast events, but it's like so many options. It's not just like, okay, great. So we're definitely going to be using this now. Oh, 4-2. Can't really score that out of hand. So I think what we do is we just high risk, advance this twice. And that's probably it. Yeah, they could vamp us. But we need the money. So we high risk. What else could we do? We don't have 2 hostiles. If we pulled down 2 hostiles, and again, like that forfeiting this thing, hostile takeover, we would have won the game by now. Just because we could pull for the last hostile and score it if they don't have Clot again. The other option, if we don't advance this, is that we could, in theory, just also like friends in high places for. Nah, that seems bad. For like 2 Oberths, and they might respect that. Also, we can do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like they can take 10 damage, and if we forfeit quarantine system, if we forfeit both of these, we need unresed ice. But if we forfeit both of these, this would do 6 damage. No, this would do 8 damage, and this one would do 3 damage. I mean 6 damage. So this would do a lot of damage. So in theory, if we even hit friends in high places, a June bug on top of an Oberth, if they don't vamp us, it's lethal. So that's also a very interesting way we could close the game out. Sorry. This is never easy. Why do you need to forfeit an agenda? Why? Because we only have 5 points. So like Trick of Light, and then we use this thing. Like the easiest way to score is Trick of Light and then use Project Atlas. Like advance, Trick of Light, Project Atlas. But then if they vamp us, they just bought themselves another turn. So I don't think that's that terrible. I think advancing the Mouseless is not that good comparatively to advancing this, because they might contest this, and this they're going to break regardless, I'm pretty sure. Of course not, take your time, I would do the same in your place. So I think we're going to go for that, but I just want to let you all know that there's a win condition right now that we have access to, as long as we have unresed ice. Like in theory we could like install this, take a credit, and then friends in high places the Oberth. The thing is, to use the Oberth, which we can't really right now, we need an agenda. So in theory we could also like, that's also another like really not convoluted, but that's another option. Is that if we friends in high places for assuming they don't have vamp, if we friends in high places a Project June bug on top of an Oberth, and then put this in front of it, and then click for a credit. Then next turn we can forfeit this Atlas to score another 3/5, and then we can, yeah, then we still have to get the 1/2. So that just doesn't seem as good. So let's advance this and then just take 12 credits. They can still siphon us. That might be an issue. That's on the table. Yeah, they still have MU. That's good. Let's see if they vamp us right here. They could. They also now have access to Claude, but we do have access to this thing. So we'll go for it. And we'll make them draw a card, so if they do draw their Clot, so Project Atlas, new remote, they might have drawn their Clot. Action. Let's see. Nope. Advance. How about now? And I think they would have pulled it out before if they have anything, so I just don't think they're running Clot, which makes this game obviously a lot easier. Haha, nope. Bummer. Okay, they don't have it, so we got it. So even the most direct route seemed to be the best. Good game. And yeah, we goofed definitely with that hostile. We didn't have to discard it. We could have gone straight to Trick of Light, and that would have made this so much better. Thanks for the game, eh? That was a fun one. Dope. Alright, we pulled that off. Are you running Vamp? Let's see what we had. Like, what else we had dropped? There's not a lot of agendas in here. Like, there's only 3 agendas left and 14 cards, and a lot of them have been removed from the game, so it's harder for both of us to win the game. But at least that's interesting. No, only play Nerve Engine. Interesting. So not even a Vamp, which I think actually is better if you're running Magnum. This card did a lot of work. Shutting down their Magnum was good. The threat of this makes Vamp maybe not that great. It's gonna be next turn. Oh, neat. We had 1 agenda in there. Cool. That's another 2 influence. And that's a fine card. Like, a lot of people don't expect HQ pressure from Shaper, and this is HQ pressure they can tutor, which maybe they also just want to run Gauntlet instead of their Astrolabe, but the draw seems good. Yeah, just in time. Well, thanks for it. Catch you around, eh? Alright, what time is it right now? I got a bunch of stuff actually I immediately have to do this afternoon, and I know